What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Rest Podcast. So glad you're here today. Today, we are talking about something that is going to help you in the last 27 business days. Is that
20? Guys, did you realize that? It's 27 business days until 2026.
Yeah, which is crazy. So
it is crazy. So maybe that snuck up on you. Maybe that actually caused a little bit of anxiety for you. But yes, 27 business days. That does not count Thanksgiving and Christmas for us Americans. And guys, 27 business days.
Yeah.
We're ready to, this is going to be a fun episode for this.
Yeah, it's going to be great, guys. Well, Christy, what's going on in life? It's been a while since we've updated people on work, life.
It feels like we were talking about this with our grad community last night. Feels like the end of the year is always like a mix of like you're wrapping up a bunch of business stuff and yet you're also like infusing a million personal things and like personal plans and events and travel and holiday stuff. And I think it's normal for businesses to ebb and flow in the seasons that we have. So I feel like Joey and you and I are coming to the end of a little bit of a crazy season. We just finished and wrapped up our
definitely crazy
6-week mastermind. We've got
the
grad community running.
The fall is just always really
Fall's
busy
always
for
crazy.
us. Yeah.
And so coming into this season, it almost feels like it's like we're screeching to a halt for the holidays, but it also feels good because there's a lot of stuff that you can do at the end of the year that like wraps up the year and all of that kind of stuff that we've learned how to do. And it's been fun. We had a campaign this last weekend, which was awesome. And
Thanksgiving campaign.
we got a New Year's campaign.
This was actually kind of funny. So in my friend group, a little bit of a claim, but people like the turkeys that I cook. I smoke a good turkey for Thanksgiving.
Joey smokes a mean turkey.
And so when we were like, hey, we have this Thanksgiving campaign coming up, Christy was like, hey, I need you to cook a turkey for it. I'm like, great. Well, life just happens, and we got so busy where it got to the point where it was Sunday morning. We had to shoot Sunday afternoon. We went out and got a turkey, and I basically, instead of smoking it, I was like, I don't even want to waste my wood chips on this. Then I pay money to burn. I'm just going to put it in the oven. And I was like, it doesn't have to be cooked. It just has to look cooked.
Yes. Well, and we had actually gotten the turkey the night before and it was completely frozen.
Oh, yes.
And so we were afraid that it was not going to thaw. So we thawed it out in hot water for like
hot water, which is
12
really bad.
hours.
That means like the meat's gone bad.
Just completely inedible.
It was pretty funny because we ended up making this turkey. It looked really good.
It actually looked pretty good.
I had a photo the other day. I showed Christy on the Fuji. I was shooting on this Fuji for the shoot, and Christy was shooting on her Canon cameras. And I was like, dang, this turkey actually looks really good.
And hey, if anyone else is doing like some crazy last minute Thanksgiving campaigns or things like that, if you want your turkey to look really glazed and no one's eating it, just pour a nice LaCroix on top of it. That's what
it will
we
give
did.
it a good shine.
Sparkling water on top of a turkey makes it glow. So don't use that for your family though.
It's a little look into the last week of our lives. It's been hectic. There's been lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We had a call last night that was awesome. It was with our grad community. Every single month we take people that have gone through the 6-week Creative Res Mastermind that have opted in to the graduate community, which is basically a 365-day version of the mastermind, which is really, really cool. And there's people that have been in that now for years, and we've just built such great relationships with them. Those are then the people that get access to come to things like our in-person retreats that we run. Anyways, really cool community, awesome people, grads from all over the world. And last night we had a call, our November workshop, because every month we do borrowing focus calls where we all work together. They're like co-working calls to help really get stuff done. If you have trouble focusing, every week we do Q&A calls with them. And then every month we also have a really big workshop we run. And yesterday's workshop was on the fact that it was the final...
it was 38 days.
Final 38 days. So today's 37, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But by the time this episode comes out, it'll be 27.
It'll be 27. Okay. So yesterday we did a workshop on the final 38 business days of 2025 and how you can take advantage of them. One goal to set, one action you're going to set to make sure things happen, put everybody in accountability groups to make sure it's going to happen. But it was funny because we started the call and you had a brilliant idea. You were like, we should get everyone to go around and introduce themselves because there was a bunch of people from round 14 joining the workshop for the first time as they all just jumped into the grad community for the first time because we just ended round 14. And you said, I want everyone to go find an object in the room that you feel like you really resonate with in terms of where your business is at right now.
Yes.
Which was hilarious.
Funny.
What were some of the funny ones people brought?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Well, I held up Bogey because we groomed Bogey ourselves this week. And so he looks great, to be honest. We did a phenomenal job. The only part is we kind of messed up the top of his head.
You can kind of see the top of his head.
If you're watching on video, Bogey is getting a cameo appearance right now. And he is
a little bit flat.
Perfect in every way, but then there's just a big flat spot on the top of his head. So I held up Bogey and I said, you know what? Sometimes when you try to do everything in your business, and
Guys,
sometimes that happens.
guys, look.
Oh, Bogey's got his head
If you're not watching
resting.
on video, this is another
resting
sign
on
you need to be
Joey.
watching on video. Anyways, he's exhausted. He's got a shaved kind of top of his head. He's got a little flat
That
spot.
was mine. We had some people, they were holding up hard drives and they're like, this hard drive is 100% full. And that's how I feel about my business. Like my brain capacity is at 100%. I got nothing else left in the tank. That is it. We've had people like, I don't know. What were some other ones? Do you remember some? There were some funny ones.
There were
I feel
some
like we'll
really
have to
funny
go
ones.
back
What
through
were some of the other
recording
ones?
and look.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm totally blanking. We should have looked at the recording before
We had like
came
people
here.
hold up like, oh, this plant, because I feel like I'm just growing. Like there's just like new growth and all of that super cool
Yeah,
stuff.
it was
There's some
very
good
sweet.
ones.
It was
There's
very
some
sweet. Yeah,
good ones.
there was a lot of funny humor. There was also some really good ones.
Yeah.
But
It was
moral of the story is
overall so fun.
It's really cool to take inventory of where you're at in your business going into the final 38 days. At this point now, you're listening to this final 27 days of the year. Because what you do between now and the end of the year really sets you up for next year. And this is the analogy that I kind of gave. But this is actually happening to us in like 3 hours from now. We are getting on a plane, flying somewhere for about a week, which is going to be awesome. But you and I hate when we leave the house for a trip and the house is just messy.
Yeah, no, we don't.
You know,
want
like
that.
coming home
no,
to a bed that's not made, coming home to laundry on the floor you didn't have time to put away, but you're like, oh, the laundry's done. Let's throw it here. We'll fold it when we get home, you know? The kitchen's
worst.
just got like random boxes, Amazon packages and stuff. Like coming home to a house that just feels cluttered sucks.
Yeah.
Coming home to a house that's like, we cleaned the house before we left feels amazing. It feels like you can just sink
Next
right back into
level.
home. It feels awesome. And I made the analogy. I drew the straw between the two of those things that going from 2025 to 2026 is very similar to that. Meaning there are things in your business that you know that if you did before 2026, or you learned, or you accomplished, or you tried for the first time, or you picked back up even though you failed at it last time. There's things that if you were to do prior to 2026 starting, it would feel like you're coming home to a clean house after vacation. And it would feel just so good stepping into January 1st. And you'd be like, I'm so glad I already got the ball rolling with those things. I'm so glad I started to pitch more. I'm so glad I started to post more content. I'm so glad that I learned how to run ads. I'm so glad I got around people and I have a community of people that are supporting me. Like whatever that thing is for you that you know if you could do or you could get prior to 2026, you would just feel great.
Yeah.
That should be something you should highly consider. And so our workshop last night was about what is that thing for you? What is the roadblock that's going to potentially stop you from getting that thing? And then what are some actionable steps that you can build in order to achieve that, which is really cool. So,
and something we talked about on the workshop last night that it felt like it just clicked for people and it clicked for me. This is something that I heard someone that I know, friend in business who I look up to a lot. She's running incredible businesses in all different types of spheres. But she talked about, and she did a video where she was talking about how the thing that moves the needle forward in your business the most, you usually have the most resistance around. Like the thing that you feel that resistance of like, I don't want to do this right now. Everything in me is just like, please no. That's actually probably the thing that's going to get you to the next level of your business or the next client you're going to land or the price raise that you're thinking about doing in 2026. Like the stuff that you have resistance around usually is the path to the where you want to go, right? And so it's actually how do we deal with that micro resistance now to actually avoid future resistance, right? Future resistance of like not your business not being where you want it to be or you financially not being where you want to be or whatever. Like what's the hard thing you can do now so that you'll thank yourself in 2026 for when you get there and you're like, wow, I'm so glad that in November I decided to do that thing I didn't want to do. And it's actually created so much change in my business. So we kind of started off with that. We're like, hey, what's the resistance? What's the resistance around? And what action is that? And we want every single person on this call to choose one action of one thing that's going to be revenue driving. It's going to be something that is either going to like
build
completely build
relationships.
relationships. It's going to be something that sets you up for so much success in 2026.
Gives you peace and like relaxation going into the new year. Like
Exactly.
those are 3 buckets that are good to consider. Like, is it going to be revenue driving this thing you need to get done? Is it going to be relationship building, or is it going to be something that kind of resets you and relaxes you?
Yeah.
Gives you a lot of energy going into 2026.
And the reason we chose one thing rather than like, hey, make a list of like 5 things to do is because most people's lives get a little bit hectic in this next season. Like whatever your season looks like, it can be a little bit hectic. So focusing on one thing to be like, I'm accomplishing this before January 1st, it's going to be done. that thing is going to help you move into 2026 really well. So whether that's like, hey, I really need to figure out my finances. Like I actually feel so much resistance around even like opening up my bank account and really seeing where my business is at, or like even going back and going, hey, what did I actually make this year? What did I spend this year? Like not just shipping everything off to an accountant, just hoping for the best and crossing your fingers, but actually getting a handle around what you're doing financially for the year. Or maybe it's, oh man, I have been like terrible on socials. Like I actually need to build like a full content calendar for like January, and I want to build that all out so that when it comes, it's ready to actually just press post rather than having to create everything in January. Or maybe it's like, hey, I need 3 pinned posts for my Instagram. That was a lot of our grads. Why don't I just read a few of them? We've got a ton of really awesome ones.
These are the commitments people made.
These are the commitments.
I am going to get this done by the end of the year.
Yes. So we have Gary said he's going to pitch 20 brands before the end of the year. Because if I can start those relationships, then I can just do follow-ups in January and actually start maybe landing deals even before January, which is awesome. Georgie said he's going to finish his 3 pinned posts, and he's going to have his first one up by this Friday, which we love. Nick is going to build some case studies for his website, some like really incredible case studies to be able to have on there. Gabrielle is also going to do 3 pinned posts for her social media management business.
Same with Taylor. Taylor's doing it for her social media management business and her wedding content creation business.
Daniel is setting up a social funnel, both organic and paid, for his wedding business, especially for those winter months that he feels like he doesn't get a ton of bookings, setting out a social funnel for that. Dagan is going to set up, he just said, I feel like I have lists of things everywhere. Like I got a list over here, and I got a list on my phone. I got a list in a thing of all these different things that I need to do, and all these ways that I deal with clients.
Operations are all over the place.
Yeah, all of my business operations are just everywhere. And he's like, I'm gonna create a full-on like master Notion. It's gonna like house everything that I have, everything that I need, like my SOPs, my lists, all that kind of stuff for clients. He's gonna build out an entire Notion, a master. What would you call that? Like database, I guess.
Yeah,
for himself.
I would call it like a project center.
Yeah, project management
center. A business center.
And we were talking about that, and a bunch of people were super interested in that. So we're like, let's just do a little bonus call, and we're just gonna actually all figure out Notion databases.
Yeah, we use
together,
Notion. I love Notion, so we're gonna be sharing what we've done there. But
Tyler's streamlining his SOPs. Alex is getting a print shop live before December 1st. Will's gonna make a lead magnet. Erica is gonna follow up with all of the businesses that she pitched, which is awesome. If follow-ups could totally be one of your things, which is super cool. Carly's going to post ads. Michael's going to make a content calendar. Izzy's going to complete all sales assets. So like when she jumps on a call with a potential client, she's just got all of her sales assets done. There's a ton of other ones. Jared's going to revamp his website. So many cool things, you guys, of just actions, literally singular actions, things that only take less than 27 business days, probably a lot less than 27 business days. But one of those actions is going to help them get set up for 26 really, really well.
Yeah. So again, all of them ask themselves the question, what would feel really, really good to start January 1st and knowing I've already accomplished? What is that? So I want you to ask the same question for your business, whether you're a photographer, you're a filmmaker, you're a social media manager, you're an influencer, you are a content strategist or a content consultant, whatever you might be in the creative service industry. Ask yourself the question, what would it look like for January 1st, me to look back and go, dang, I'm so glad I got that done. Yeah. I feel so good about this, right? Maybe I'm going to call one out that I think everyone probably is going to resonate with if you don't yet have a good system for this, but get your bookkeeping and your tax stuff figured out for next year so that you roll into January 1st with a system that actually is going to work for you so that taxes, bookkeeping, your financials becomes easy the start of the year when everyone's business, fiscal years, most people's business fiscal years reset. That's a huge one. I remember when I was like just doing all my own taxes, all my own bookkeeping stuff. I had a 45-minute call with my bookkeeper today. Been working with her for like 6-7 years now. And she's amazing. Takes so much stress out of my brain. So helpful. And if I would have never set up that system, it's June, I'll set it up later in the year. And then you get to December and you're like, I'm so busy with stuff. All of a sudden you get to like March, April, or May of the next year and you still have not set it up. And therefore you have to hire someone, go back to all those months and go through all the crud and all the mud to figure out what's going on. So maybe for a lot of you guys, if you get stressed out around bookkeeping, financials, maybe you just need to figure out how to hire someone to do that for you that does that, right? And for most businesses, especially if your business isn't big, most bookkeepers are like $30 to $50 an hour, so if they're only working on your account like 1 to 2 hours a month, I mean, that's not a lot of money to have ease of mind and be able to hand something off to an accountant at the end of the year. Everything's done for you, which is great. Yeah. And they can also educate you on the process, which is amazing. So that might be one right there, but there's so many things that we all need to consider. What was yours again? Do you remember?
Did we do
Yeah,
that?
I started. You ended.
I
we'd
did.
have to go back and look at the recording. What did I say mine was?
I should really be remembering this because I only have 38 business days to do it, 37 business days
What
to
was
do it.
mine? This looks really bad, guys. This looks really bad. We have it written down.
So many things have just been going through our brains.
Yeah. We'll
That's
figure
hilarious.
it out. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. But
yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it next week,
we decided, and we're going to make it happen alongside the community, which is going to be really great. So we're pumped about that. But yeah.
So that's it, you guys.
So this is the deal.
One thing.
This is the whole point of the podcast.
Don't forget about it.
The whole point of the podcast is that resistance is the path. The thing that you feel the most resistance to in your business is the thing you need to do in order to alleviate stress or growth barriers on your business going into 2026. So if you're a photographer, you're a filmmaker, you're a social media manager, and you're like, I don't know how to run ads and I don't have enough leads, but I feel a ton of resistance to running ads, well, then you got to go learn ads. The resistance is the path. Yeah. If you're like, I do not have enough social traction, well, you have a lot of resistance to doing social really well. Resistance social is the path. If you're like, I hate the end of the year, I hate the first quarter of the year because I'm always stressed out about financials, I'm stressed out about my taxes, my bookkeeping because I do it all myself, I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, then if you have resistance to that, that is the path. That's the thing you should be focusing on, okay? So I just want to encourage you guys, figure out what is the thing that would feel so good if you could accomplish going into 2026. Where is the resistance around it? And then take that as the path, make it happen. Yeah. You'll feel great about yourself, which is really cool.
So awesome.
Yeah. Well, guys, we had a shout out for this week. I was actually meaning to do this at the beginning of this episode, but I forgot. We just rolled through. But quick shout out. We're going to maybe start doing this every episode, but shout out. This is a grad, Damien. Damien is from Switzerland. Awesome creator. You can go on his profile. We'll put it in the description here. Damien, how do you say Damien's last name? It's a Swiss last name. Ridgen? Okay, There we go. Sorry, Damien. You got a sick last name. So Damien's awesome. He just sent us his voice note yesterday to the group that he went through the mastermind with. Everyone's pumping him up. And we just want to celebrate him publicly on the podcast. Yeah. This is some really cool stuff. I'm going to literally put it into the mic here. Take a listen to this.
Just had the craziest thing happen a while ago to me, so I felt like I really needed to share that win with you all. There you go. I got to work with the North Face a while ago, and the video is finally going to be up tonight. So I still can't freaking believe it. It's crazy. It's been a big dream of mine since I ever started. I would have never imagined I could work with such a brand when I started, and I still can't believe it. It's crazy, and I felt like I needed to share this with you all before I posted the video. So there you go.
So sick.
Epic. Damien, congratulations.
So
he just
cool.
launched a campaign with North Face, and he's so stoked about it. It's a great video too. It's a social video ad that he did for them, and it's awesome. He's already talked about them wanting to do more stuff with him, which is so cool. So Damien, we're celebrating you, bro.
Shout out to you.
Congratulations. Congrats on going to the mastermind like a year and a bit ago, already working with dream clients. You heard him say it. I never thought I would be able to do something like this, and now here I am working with the North Face, which is incredible. So
cool.
Shout out to Damien, guys. Hopefully that encourages you guys. If you want to go through the mastermind just like Damien did, and you want to learn the steps to work with brands like that, or you want to grow your wedding photography business, your wedding filmmaking business, you want to learn how to become a better social media manager or content creator, we have the solution for you coming in spring of 2026. You can go through round 15, which is crazy to say. Round 15 of the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind. We're going to teach you the 6 pillars of building a 6-figure profitable foundation for your business as a self-employed creator. We don't hide the pillars. You can look at all of them on our website. We're going to teach you everything on the site that we're going to teach you in the 6 weeks. Pillar number 1 is all about pricing and strategically positioning your offers, making sure you're selling the right things and you're selling them at the right price. Pillar number 2 is then about branding those offers. How do you then take what you're selling, brand them properly so your ideal client is super stoked and you're super stoked on who your ideal client is. Pillar number 3 is then how do you actually go out and connect with those people. So pillar number 3 is all about networking, building industry relationships, setting the foundation for for pillar number 4, which is marketing. How do you actually market your business like a pro? How do you implement the entire fully booked marketing system that we teach so that you can not only have a good social, but you can have good pitching, you can have good referral network marketing systems working for you? How can you do all of those things in a way where it's actually going to grow your business? Pillar number 5 is all about selling. So how do you now sell those offers really well so you're confident at that? You can do all 4 pillars, the first 4 pillars right, but if you can't sell, you're out of luck. Yeah. So pillar number 5 is all about sales. Pillar number 6 is about scaling. So you've now figured out your offers, you've branded them, you've learned how to network, you learned how to market them, you learned how to sell them. Now we got to learn how to actually scale them, which is pillar number 6. We're going to take you through all of those in 6 weeks in a small knit community of 35 business owners. And Christy and I are going to literally become friends with you, get our hands on your business and help you shape it and build it for this next year. It's going to be amazing. So that's coming spring 2026. The wait list for that is already building, which is awesome. So if you want to get in, you're going to have to join the wait list because the wait list sells out every time pretty much. So go to creativeraz.com and go to the link in the description and you'll find all the information there on what it looks like to get involved and how we can support you in 2026, just like we helped Damien. And shout out to you, Damien, now getting to work with brands like the North Face. So sick. We have so many creators that have gone through the mastermind that have worked with the North Face. I feel like it's getting up to like 7, 8, 9 creators over the last couple of years that have ended up working with the North Face specifically, which is awesome. So if that's a dream brand for you, just know it's possible. But guys, hope you're having a great day. Yeah. Pick the one thing. You have 27 business days left till the end of the year. Get excited about that. We cannot wait for 2026. We got some fun stuff coming for you guys on the podcast, and we'll see you guys next week.